Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name's Cyrus. I'm 21 years old and I have a goal of $100,000 net worth by the end of 2025. For a little bit of background, I dropped out of college 3 years ago and have been doing creative work ever since. I had a couple part-time jobs here and there, but 2024 was my first year of solely creative work. So I've now been working for 3 years in this industry, if you will, and I moved to Chicago from Florida back in February for more opportunity and to surround myself with just higher level people in this industry. Now, I want this to be a series throughout the year, so I'll be trying to do quarterly update videos where we kind of check in on where my net worth is at, what money I've made, what I've spent, and take you along on this journey towards 100K net worth. I'm in love with this style of content. I consume way too much YouTube in general, but specifically net worth videos. I've always been very intrigued on how people make money and what they do with that money once they make it. I had a great year in 2024. I made a lot more money than I did in 2023, but I also spent way too much money. And so I'm making this video and this series in hopes to hold myself accountable to have a financial goal and stick to a budget in order to reach that goal. Now, my income situation is not very simple, so let me kind of break it down for you. I moved here in February, and in February I started a part-time contract with my friend and now studio mate, helping him make YouTube videos for multiple YouTube channels. And in March, we upgraded it from a part-time to a full-time contract. That contract being a year long, so that contract will end at the end of February 2025. I've been taking every opportunity that I can outside of my 9 to 5 to make money as well through my business. That means second shooting weddings, commercial jobs, and just other ways of making money. So at the start of March, I will be full-time freelance, and that's definitely going to make this challenge a little bit interesting because I won't have guaranteed income. So it'll definitely fluctuate as a creative, but I'm hoping that having a lot more available time will allow me to pour more time into my business and watch it scale. With that being said, I could make no money and then this challenge would be a massive fail. Other situations that may change throughout this year is my living situation. I'm currently in an apartment with 2 other roommates. It's a great spot, but it could change this year. And I might move into a spot of my own, which would cost more and in turn mean I need to make more money to afford it. Also, my car, it's a 2009 Hyundai Santa Fe, and she's a beaut, but that drive from Florida to Chicago definitely wasn't nice to her. So definitely a question mark on whether she will make it through the year or not. Now, let's go over what my current net worth is as of January 1st, midnight of 2025. And then from there, we'll break down what I need to do in order to reach this goal. And for context, I'm very aware that I'm in a very privileged situation right now. 2024 was a great year. I 3x'd my income, but I also spent way too much money. So I'm hoping that I can maintain or increase that level of income and substantially decrease my spending. I may be very naive thinking that that is possible, but this video and this series is hopefully the accountability I need to do so. So let's go over the breakdown of my assets here. So I don't have any physical assets. I do have a lot of camera gear and I do have a car, but I'm not going to include any of that. The camera gear definitely could be included, but I don't plan on selling that at all. So that is my career. My car may be worth like $1,000, but I have no interest in including that in this number. So this number is only including all of my, I guess, monetary assets. So like checking accounts, savings accounts, retirement accounts, brokerage accounts, etc. So getting started, my personal checking account has $7,345.21 in it. I have a savings account at the same bank that I don't really use. What am I saying? I don't use it at all. It has $25.24 in it. And I don't know why. I might as well put that all in the checking and close the savings, but I use a high yield savings account for all of my actual savings. And in that account has $14,719.01. So this could be counted as my emergency fund if I need to buy a car. Just trying to build up that number so I'm a little bit more comfortable, especially with the not guaranteed income that will be coming for the rest of this year. My business checking account has $4,912.07. I have a Robinhood brokerage account that I opened a few years ago, and I put some money in it. Hadn't really touched it since, and then recently had the poor idea of putting some money in and putting it on Bitcoin, and we all saw what happened there. Do not invest with emotions, but that account has $675.16. I have a Vanguard Roth IRA account that I was fortunate enough to be able to max out in 2024. That account is sitting at $10,572.27. And then I have another retirement account that was a collaborative account between me and a grandfather, and that was used before I was 18 and able to have my own retirement account. That account is totaled at $5,788.85. I have not put any money into that since. That's just what it was and has grown to over time. So adding up all those numbers, my assets totals at $44,037.81. Now let's go over my liabilities. So I'm in a very fortunate position where I dropped out of school after a semester. I paid off what I owed there. I don't have a car loan. I don't own any real estate, and I don't have any credit card debt. So I don't have any liabilities. I use credit cards for my everyday spending and my business expenses and all of that, but I pay everything off weekly. But I did have a balance at the time of recording this video, so I will count that number as $993.19 on credit cards, which I've already paid off since, but we will include it at the time of January 1st, midnight 2025. So if you subtract my liabilities from my assets, the net worth totals at $43,044.62. I'm very aware that this is a very fortunate position to be in at my age, but I didn't know that this would happen. Dropping out was definitely a risk that I took, and it paid off, but I'm aware that many people at this age are still in school, and this isn't really like a possibility yet. So let's subtract that net worth from 100,000 to find how much I need to increase it by in order to reach my goal. So in 2025, I need to increase my net worth by $56,955.38 in order to have a $100,000 net worth by the end of the year. I'm aware this is an aggressive number, but I love aggressive goals. That's what fires me up, and that's what gets me going in order to actually be able to accomplish things. Let's talk about budget. So I have roughly $2,500 budgeted between personal and business expenses. This is a baseline, like personal wise, this is a actually obtainable goal. Business wise, probably not. I definitely am going to spend more than I allocated on business expenses, but with the goal in mind of not spending near as much as I did in 2024. Obviously, there's something to be said about investing in your business, and I'm aware of that, but I don't need to be buying pointless camera gear that I don't need. Either way, I totaled a budget of $2,500 per month, and if you multiply that by 12, that's $30,000 on the year. And adding that number to the amount that my net worth needs to increase, you have $86,955.38 as a minimum that I would need to make in 2025 in order to reach this goal. There are things that I know that are going to come up throughout the year that I'm not expecting. And that's why you have an emergency fund. Like, I'm going to have to pay taxes, and I'm very aware that's going to be an amount of money that is going to hurt, especially in Illinois. But there also is interest and returns on investments that will come. That is income that I don't need to seek out to make. That is money that will just come through my discipline over the last few years of putting my money in places where it can make money itself. Now, in 2024, if you count my W-2 full-time job as gross income before it was taxed, and add this to my business's gross income, I made over $100,000. Now, I definitely won't see that much after taxes and everything, but with that being said, I do think that this number is attainable. I would love to increase my income over 2025, and like I said, it's not guaranteed, but that's kind of the fun of it. Like, I need to go out and make the money. I need to find ways to do this myself and not just rely on the paycheck at the end of every week. So yes, this goal is scary, but that's how I like it. Setting aggressive goals is how you're going to get impressive results. you're never going to find your true limits if you're setting easy goals for yourself all the time. And the bigger picture of this is that now's the time to do it for me. I'm 21. I live as single. I have a beautiful girlfriend, Molly, but she's still in Florida. And that gives me the space to work much more and to spend less. Budgeting super aggressively is a lot easier when you're living as single than when you have to support others. Just in terms of quality of life, like I'm very willing to live off of dirt if that's what I have to do to make this goal come true. But also, I'm doing this so that my future self doesn't have to go through these things. I've seen it plenty of times in life. People let time go by, they don't invest how they should, they don't take advantage of opportunities, and then they're in their 30s and 40s still worrying about money. And trust me, I get it. There's plenty of things that can happen to put you in that situation that are out of your control. But I'm setting this goal to take control of what I can. I have roughly 3 years until marriage is even possible with Molly still in school. And I want to make those 3 years some of the hardest working years that I have, trying to increase my income as much as possible and increase my net worth as much as possible. I would love for my 30s, when we have kids, to be a lot simpler, to be working a lot less, to be more present, and to have plenty of money coming through investments and through assets. So that's my goal for 2025. I would love to hear what yours is, and let's make the most of this year. There's no time better than now to take complete control of your personal finances, and that is what I would love to motivate even just one person to do. If you made it this far, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.